Now that one I know hasn't been used very much.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah,
you can tell by the teeth there. So a lot of these saws we have at the office here were right at the end of the Crosscut days, and then we got the chainsaws. But.
Okay, we all here? Kind of, sort of? So
Jeff asked me to come and talk to you about the Crosscut saw and how its role played in the early Forest Service back in around 1908, I believe, is when the Forest Service started here. A ranger, just kind of like myself, but dressed a little better, would come out to the forest, and he would be stationed on the forest all by himself. And he would be manned with a rifle, crosscut saw, maybe an axe, and a few hand tools. This is a Forest Service saw that the Forest Service got in about 1940 is the best I can estimate, and it's been at the office and been very well taken care of. It's a Henry Diston saw. Henry Diston was the first saw maker in America to use American steel. It wasn't shipped over from over there where they all came from. Europe. Yeah. So they got a better quality metal out of it because he was there, he was sitting over how they would get the ore out and get it all, and he had his special tempering process that made this super hard and springy. So the sets would last longer, and then he also came up with the way that the teeth are thicker than the back of the saw. So as the saw passes through the wood, it won't pinch on the saw as easy. So it requires very little set. So he'd come out here and he would have to either build a house or cut firewood with this thing. So we're going to put on a little demonstration. Anybody wants to try to pull on this thing is more than welcome to see how it was back in those days, all by itself out here having to cut firewood with this saw. So if I can get a volunteer to help just pull on the other side, I'll show you how this thing works. Okay. Okay, you got to be very careful. Keep your hands away from these edges.
I was fixing.
And what you got to do is you got to pull. And it's kind of like you're swinging a golf club or a baseball bat. It's all in your hips. And so.
Make him appreciate that chainsaw of it now.
Yeah. And this thing isn't really secured too well, so we just can't get crazy with it or it'll flop all over the place. So I'll start out pulling. Pull. And as you can see,
Uh-oh. I think you need somebody to sit on the wall. Jeffrey?
Let him pull it back.
this requires a lot of work. But there's 4 cutter teeth to each raker. And what happens is that when the cutter teeth passes by, it scores the wood, and then the raker actually pulls it out kind of like a chisel. So everything's got to be set perfectly or it'll grab. And depending on what kind of wood you're cutting is how you're going to file your teeth. Obviously we don't have the best sawhorse here, but Jeff is doing what he can. And the longer the shavings are that come out of this saw, the better your saw is filed. And whenever you're doing this, you want to let the saw do the work for you. The weight of the saw and the way it's filed makes it a lot easier. Now we're finally getting into a rhythm, and it's all rhythm. Very little effort is being done, a little bit of cardio. But that's what happens when you push. So it's all a pull, and it's putting these worms out, and we're about through this log. And now by this time, you know, I'm rethinking this whole fire deal. I don't know if I'm going to need all this fire. And there it is.